Hey, welcome back to the channel, Pushriders. We're back in the workshop again. We're going to do a little bit of future proofing of our little R51 Pathfinder. Now, we had a bit of a look around on the internet and found, was it yd25.com.au, selling all bits and pieces, and we picked up an EGR delete kit. So we've got the hose, nice laser cut block off plates, CAD plated, all that sort of deal. So we're going to fit those. We do need a new engine belt, so we're going to fit one of those as well, and a new idler pulley for the engine belt. One of the bearings is pretty rumbly and noisy. So let's get into it. What do you reckon, Pushriders? The seals might be gone in the turbo. I think we might have to invest in a new turbo. I think we might end up going a high flow unit. So it looks like it's a fairly simple kit to fit. We've got two hoses, which we've undone. We're keeping the hose clamps. Two bolts here on this flange. One little bolt there. Looks like we've got another bolt down there. And let's see if we can get a better shot. Just under here. Let's see. And those bolts there. There's two of those there. And it's just a matter of fitting the blanking plates and all the rest of it. We're going to give our EGR a clean out while we're at it, so that's going to be pulled off, but let's keep getting on with this. So these bolts here where the spanner's on, they are like tighter than a nun's nasty. That's how tight they are. They're on there for good. So what I'm going to have to do is I've got to replace the belt and this pulley here, so I'm going to loosen all that off, see if I can get a bit of movement out the alternator, get a bit more clearance, and see if we can get a bigger, maybe even a small breaker bar or something in there, because I'm just bending my spanner. See if we can try and get these freaking things off. The good thing about this little kit is it reuses the factory steel shim gaskets like this one. So there's no having to make gaskets or buy them, or you know, no need to put them in the kit, make it more expensive. Little tip, if you're new to all this sort of stuff, put all your bolts in loose first, especially if you've got aluminium, start them by hand, or aluminum for our US friends, and then you can, that way everything should hopefully line up. You'll have no cross-threaded bolts and no, you know, no having trouble lining stuff up. So this hole right here, the threads were a little bit boogered up, so we just had to take a tap, clean up the thread. Luckily it's not a blind hole and everything's good to go. So let's get this plate on and got a little bit of Never-Seez, saves the arse ache of having freaking tight bolts again. Okay, push rodders, well that's, you know, all the little plates and the hose and all the other stuff, even not you can really sort of see it in there. The other plates on, that's all the EGR kit. Very simple little kit to put on, all good there. So now we're concentrating on the engine belt and putting another pulley on. But before we can get this off, of course, we've got to get the power steering pulley off, belt off. Alrighty, push rodders, well, it runs, there's no leaks, everything's all as it should be. Now the only troubles that I really had with fitting up the kit, mind you, being it's a pretty simple little kit to do, was the exhaust manifold nuts for where some of the tubing went to. They were super tight. And when I was looking on YouTube, I found YD25 as channel, and they specialise in these little 2.5 litre turbo diesel motors. They had a quick little video on what to remove and all that sort of stuff, and they said remove the fan shroud. Now I found it was a bit of a pain in the ass to try and do that, so what I did was I unclipped the bottom section and just took the fan off, and that gave me more than enough room. Also the inlet piping to the throttle body, and as you saw earlier in the video, you know, the few pipes and just bits and pieces to make it easier. But other than that, that's really simple, great little kit. Uses all the existing hardware, hose clamps, the steel shim gaskets, all that sort of deal. So that was, yeah, it's pretty easy, simple little kit. Now another little trouble that I had that wasn't to do with the kit whatsoever was the idler tension pulley for the belt. Now, as you may have seen, I'm not sure if anyway, I brought a brand new pulley, and stupid me didn't have a super good look to make sure it was, you know, the right size, fit, diameter, all that sort of stuff. And it ended up rubbing on the adjuster bolt, and it was squeaking and all the other crap, and I'm like, you know what, I'm over this. So I went to my local bearing supply, got a couple of brand new little bearings, pressed those into the pulley, the old one's doesn't really have overly too much wear in it, it will last. So all is good. What else? Yeah, that's about it, push rodders. So anyway, what are you waiting for? Go and get your hands dirty. We'll see you next video.